Why there's still something now? I'll invite the Director of Delegates, because of course the BOT members are delegates to the National Convention, former state president and former commissioner in her state, also former director of the 2019 Presidential Council of the Party, Dr. Baraka Sani.
GCON MSC Waziran Adamawa, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 to 2007. It is very important that such consultations take place prior to, as it is the tradition, prior to selecting our presidential candidate, the person that is rightfully thought to be the best to carry the flag of the PDP into the 2003 elections. That is why today's consultation is very important. Before then, I would like to introduce members of His Excellency's entourage here present, some members actually. To my right, I have the leader, Abdul Ningi, former leader of the Senate and former majority leader of the House of Representatives. We also have we have His Excellency, former governor of Adamawa State, His Excellency Boni Haruna. We also have Senator Zamari here present. We also have Captain Yaya here present. We have a lot of other dignitaries that are on His Excellency's entourage, but for want of time, I would like to move forward.
The former Vice President and our candidate in 2019 and our next President, inshallah, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Waziran Adamawa, and the Gemule of the Chief Land, the Chairman of Board of Directors and the Secretary of Board of Directors, Board of Trustees, our indefatigable woman leader, our Professor, distinguished Excellencies, members of BOT, members of the Nigerian Press Corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me, on behalf of Chief Raymond Advocacy and the principal, welcome you most sincerely to this very august meeting this afternoon, or this morning. It is imperative to note that this is one of our very best outing today. And this is cream de la cream of not only the PDP, cream de la cream of Nigerians. When I came in this morning and I saw the galaxy of PDP stars, I am but delighted that we still have what it takes to come around and take over the leadership of this country. Very few exceptions who actually mattered in our party are not here today. These are, of course, the real founders, the real men and timber of our party. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar does not need any introduction, particularly when he's meeting a group of this nature, because he is also a member of the BOT. But suffice to say, it is important in a situation like this, at a moment like this, to introduce him. This is the winner of the 2019 election as far as PDP personnel are concerned. And most Nigerians can attest and acknowledge that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar won the day in 2019, but he was not given the right to take an oath of office. 3 years down the line, here we are. He does not need any material benefit. He's a well-made person. He's a very comfortable person. It surprises quite a lot of us when he put his neck on the saddle again to say he wants to run. It is inconceivable that someone who has run election in 2019 and he's here again. And why is he here? Because he believes that he has what it takes to add value to this country and to reset and unite Nigerians. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst our presidential candidate in 2019 who had garnered over 12 million votes in this country. And therefore, if we pick him again to play our party flag, what that means from day one, we have somebody who has garnered 12 million votes under very terrible circumstances in 2019. Therefore, if we make him our candidate, he is head and shoulder over any aspirant, over any candidate from any party. 2023, you know, the President and Commander-in-Chief, Buhari, is not running. Therefore, we are set from day one. We are set in Wakiti with 12 million votes. Secondly, and more importantly, check the history of opposition across the globe. Most opposition parties don't survive continuous being out of power for 16 years. Recall the United States, recall the United Kingdom, recall Germany, recall India, recall Singapore, recall Indonesia, recall Malaysia. These are some of the democratic powers that exchange leadership from one party to another. And especially in Africa. After 8 years, it is our duty in making sure that PDP leaves the seat of power. Because what APC has brought is woes and woes and woes. And for us as a party, and for us as citizens, it is incumbent upon us to get the very best of us. As far as we are concerned, Atiku is not the very best in PDP. Atiku is the very best in Nigeria at the moment. He is dependable, he is experienced, he has the energy and he has the capacity. And he has been a Democrat over 35 years or so. Remember, this is a man who stood down for MK Abiola. The history of Atiku Abubakar is the history of service for humanity, history of service for democracy. Therefore, for him to put his heart in this ring, we must call all serious-minded PDP people. Forget about those who are abusing him. Our resolve is to reset this country, is to create the opportunity for everybody. Atiku Abubakar does not define you by your ethnicity. He does not define you by your religious biases. He does not define you by where you come from. You cannot define him by being a Fulani man only. You cannot define him by being a northerner only. You cannot define him by just being a Muslim only. He has transcended, in my opinion, all those biases. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our principal. our candidate and our president come 2023, inshallah, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to the podium. I thank you for listening.
Your Excellencies, fathers, founders of the People's Democratic Party, our great leaders, I salute each and every one of you. On behalf of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and TCOM, kindly permit me to most wholeheartedly thank you all for coming out in this large number to attend this morning's occasion. Let me quickly say that the support, your steadfastness, your commitment to the sustainability of the People's Democratic Party has been very, very resounding, and we need to definitely salute your courage, salute your perseverance in this past almost 8 years of opposition. Our journey to 2023 is one that will be demanding the younger generation of Nigerians will actually be looking up to you to give full commitment and looking up to you to provide the necessary leadership. The journey to that contest of 2023 will possibly start from tomorrow, when you will collectively be approving approving the guidelines of the party's own timetable. You have already seen what INEC has done. If we do not stand on what the founding fathers believed in one united, indivisible Federal Republic of Nigeria, would have sown the seeds of the disintegration of this country. Sentiments and emotions have been brought in by various interest groups. Possibly in politics, it is normal, but it is for you as fathers and mothers of this party to defend what the vision should be and discern it from what the agitations from certain and all quarters appear to be. I'm very sorry that because I'm talking before the elders, I have to be very selective in my words. But let me just state clearly that although the People's Democratic Party is recognized, the events of the last few weeks has not been anything palatable. I'm in the media industry. I interact and receive reports, especially the things that happened in the last 48 hours call for a lot of concern. And you are fathers of this party. We are anxious to win power back. And APC will not fold their hands. They will fight to the last. So we are going into a war. And we need the blessing, the prayers, and the courage of you, the fathers and mothers and owners of the People's Democratic Party. If you fail to stand firmly and defend what the party stands for, then we are all doomed. And may God not let that be our portion. Having said that much, I want to be able to say, like my colleague has said, Senator Ningi, we have before us a Nigerian, not a Fulani man. We have before us an experienced, a well-tutored and confident person that can lead us to victory in the 2023 2023 general elections. We have seen the list of candidates that have shown interest in various parts of the country, but there's none that has his credentials, his experience, his capacity, the Nigerianness in him, and the acceptance internationally and nationally. We only need the support of this House, of the members, the custodians of this party, to fully endorse and support him to be able to move ahead. The Electoral Act talks of consensus, but how do you go into compelling people to surrender their ambition so easily? We are not afraid of that competition, but we are only asking for a level playing ground. We are only asking you, fathers and owners of this party, if you deem it proper, call all the children together, advise them. We must win 2023 elections if this party and future generations of Nigerians will still survive. Finally, sirs and mas, we have to plead with all members of this body to please act swiftly. The information reaching me, even up till this morning, are not very palatable. We have passed the stage of attempting to divide this party. Information available include rumors that certain persons who left the party, who came back to the party, who are founding members of the party, will not be allowed, or efforts will be made to push them out of the race. May God Almighty not allow that to happen. So I plead with all of you, I plead with you all to rally round, to save the party, to encourage whoever, and I don't have any doubt in my mind that the only person that is capable of leading us of the quagmire that we are in Nigeria today is Waziri Atiku Abubakar. Thank you very much, and I look forward.
Distinguished leaders of our great party, I stand before you once again, not to tell you who the man Atiku really is, because a lot of you know him even before I met him. But I just want to re-emphasize the fact that at this time, at this juncture, I think Nigerians should be looking for a Nigerian president, not a sectional president. We should be looking for a Nigerian president who can move us forward, not backwards. We should look within his ability to see what it is that appeals to us that can move the country forward. If you ask me, the first thing I can quickly say is that women have been longing to be included. We've been longing for inclusion. And we have found inclusion not by words, not by promises, but by action. What else are women looking for? Today, I have never in my life thought that I'll be entrusted with the office of the director delegates of a presidential candidate, coming from the north, coming from the constituency that's been excluded. He has entrusted the whole contest into my own hands to be the driver. What else are women looking for? We did it in 2018, and the first time we delivered, even though many people were doubtful that we cannot deliver. All women are saying is we just need some support to complement your efforts. We are not here to push you out. That's where we get it wrong. We can't do it. We just need a space to call our country our own. It pains us when we see women in other countries excelling. Here in Nigeria, tradition, religion, and so many other things are used to hold us back. We have seen the liberator who can push us forward, propel us forward once we have the capacity, the ability, and the willingness to perform. This is what we are looking for. Then Nigerians are crying for unity. We are divided. We have never been this divided. Here is a man that has a mini Nigeria in his house. What else are we looking for? Will he take Yoruba and leave Hausa? Will he take Hausa and leave Igbo? He needs all of them. We have been yearning that Nigeria is servicing its debt with over 93% of its income. This person that has done it before, as a result, we came up with the Millennium Development Goals. Nigeria's debt was wiped away. What else are we looking for? We can't move if we're servicing debt with 23%. We can't move anywhere. There's no magic. What else are we looking for? It is at this point, at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to crave your indulgence to just listen to a 2-minute clip to tell us and let us find and search within our mind, what are we looking for? When we go to countries like UAE, in Dubai, we don't need to know Sheikh Mohammed because the institution is working, the system is working. When you go to the United States, you don't want to see President Biden because the institutions are working for all you care is to have a smooth system going and working for you. Then why is it different in Nigeria? Karl Marx has said that religion is an opium of the masses. And also I want to say distraction by ethnicity, by language, by tribe is an opium used against the masses. We will not succumb to this. PDP has to be sustained, and history will not forgive those who use this to destroy it. Really and truly, many people have worked to get PDP, to sustain PDP. All of us have been fasting for 8 years. Not because we don't know where to go, but because we want to sustain it.
His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar GCON.
Thank you, Chinwe. The Chairman, Board of Trustees, distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, friends, colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure today, this morning, to warmly welcome you to the Yaradua Center. Honestly, I have a sense of nostalgia this morning. Why? Simply because some of you, my political and personal relationship have predated even the formation of PDP. And very many of you as founding members of our great party. I want to welcome you very, very warmly. I want to appreciate the time you have taken to come all the way from your respective destinations for this meeting. Our party today happens to be the oldest political party since the creation of this country. Start from the 1st of October, 1960, and before then. No political party has existed as long as 20 years or as long as the PDP. Therefore, whatever may be the outcome, we have built and left a legacy of political history in this country. And you are part of that legacy. Very many of you were a part of our political success in 1998, 99, and also many of you were a part of the success story of our government, PDP government, of 1999 to 2007. Till today, no administration has matched. No administration since then has matched the achievement of our administration. Therefore, you are not only the fathers of our great party, you are also the bedrock of our party and its achievements. What I am saying is not flattery, but it is based on facts. Go to any aspect of our growth, whether it is the economy, whether it is healthcare, whether it is agriculture, whether it is education. The landmark achievements we made between 1999 and 2007 have not been matched by any subsequent administration. Your Excellencies, my friends, my brothers and sisters, we are now at a crucial moment in this history which we have established. A very, very crucial moment. Very many of you here is either we retire together, yes, or we move on together. Somebody said we recorded during the last election about 11 to 12 million votes. These are not only my votes, these are our votes. Each and every one of you played a part in achieving or recording those 11 to 12 million votes. It's not Atiku. It's all of us. And I believe if we work together again, we can surpass those votes. As one of the speakers said, my worry, and it should be our own worry, is that what happens if we fail to win the 2023 general elections, God forbid. It means we're going to be in opposition again for the next 8 years. By the next 8 years, I don't know how many of us will be left in politics. And it may even ultimately lead to the death of the party. because people gravitate, particularly in developing countries, towards governments. The ordinary people naturally gravitate towards incoming government. So this is a very, very crucial and historical moment in the history and survival of our party. I want you to think about it very well. Yet, people have talked and are talking about power shift or zoning or whatever it is. For sure, as party, we invented and formulated the zoning policy simply because we wanted every part of this country to have a sense of belonging. And I personally have paid my dues as far as that is concerned. Very many of you were members of the SDP when I stepped down for Chief Atiku Abubakar and worked for his election. Very many of you were members of our government when all the PDP governors came in 2003 and said, I should replace Obasanjo. They didn't want. I said no. But we have agreed power should remain in the Southwest. Why should I? Some of those governors who dared to support me, some of them went to jail. Some of them were kicked out of their offices. But we made sure that we kept to our policy of zoning. So, therefore, you cannot come and try to imply that the PDP has not been following its zoning policy. In the how many years of PDP government? 8 years. President Obasanjo, 6 years. President Jonathan. All of them were from the South. So we should not be stampeded by the opposition party. They have a moral obligation which is inescapable. We don't. So, distinguished members of the BOT, we have to take all this into consideration. On a final note, because I don't want to keep you long waiting here, because I apologize, the air conditioner is not as effective. It's either because we are too many for the hall, because it's not meant to carry us many members of this when we planned it. I hope you will bear with me. Now, I want to tell a little story about this very place. We all must remember the contributions of the late Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua. May his gentle soul rest in peace. After his demise, and I happened to find myself in government, I was on an official visit to the United States. And I visited Atlanta. And I was taken to the King's Center. We all can remember the civil rights leader, foremost of the United States, the late Martin Luther King. I went around the center and I saw how he was being remembered. I came back to Nigeria and I told the president that, look, I have seen the King Center and I want to spearhead a committee of friends to set a similar center in memory of the late Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua. The president said, go ahead. This was how this center came into being. And then I said, what is it that Shehu would have loved to see? Because when he recruited some of us into politics, I was in my 30s. He said, look, you are all young men. I want us to break the siege mentality, regional and ethnic and religious mentality that is the bedrock of Nigerian politics, and build bridges across the country. Let us reach out to the rest of the country. He was always talking about building bridges, building bridges. And I said, okay, what monument besides the center should we have? It was then we came with the concept of the uncompleted bridge outside here. And it is there. It is our responsibility and the responsibility of future generations to make sure that we complete that bridge across the country. So that's the story of the uncompleted bridge, because many people, when they come and they visit around and so on and so forth, they say, what of this bridge? It is Shehu's vision of building bridges across the country. Please join me in building bridges across this country. So that every part of this country will have a sense of belonging. The Southeast said they have not been given a chance. I said, I protested against the violation of the zoning policy in 2007. And together with my friend Bola, we set up AC. We went to Lagos. He gave me a ticket. He said, but the condition of giving me that ticket is that I should make him vice president. I said, no. I'm not going to make you vice president. Instead, I nominated Senator Ben Obi, who's seated here. Of course, again, in 2018, when I got the ticket, again, the running mate was another Obi. Coincidentally. So there is absolutely no reason, as far as I'm concerned, to say that there are either deliberate attempts to exclude the Southeast in the political participation or power sharing in this country. I thought I should disabuse the mind. Of course, the enlightened political class know that from the Southeast. I don't think there is any, as far as this party is concerned, as far as we are concerned, I don't think there is any deliberate policy to exclude any part of this country in power sharing. Leaders, elders, wise men of this our great party, I now wish to call on you to please give me another opportunity to advance all these ideals of our party, very beautiful ideals, so that we can further consolidate democracy, unity, and development of our country. I cannot thank you enough for coming and for staying in this warm room. I wouldn't want to say it's hot, because it's not as hot as Jigawa, or not as hot as Yola. So once again, God bless you all. I thank you very much for coming. And may we have a successful convention which will be in the interest of our party and the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.